we got this. The time I felt the best was probably before we started game one. We were on that, when I saw the reaction that San Antonio had, because I felt like we had a similar reaction last year, right? So we played Boston, obviously you guys know we beat Boston in 6. And I don't mean this to come, you know, and I don't mean this to come across.
Homie, for winning time, we just said that.
I don't mean this to come across as like, you know, arrogant or disrespectful to Indy, because not, you know, it wasn't that way at all. But I think we were that whole season. We were like, yo, we gotta beat Boston. Like this is this team we gotta beat. And then we got to that quote unquote mountaintop of like who we gotta beat, and we were like, yeah, we gonna get there. And then Indiana came in with amazing energy, and I feel like that was similar to San Antonio this year, where like everyone was talking to them about like, yo, they gotta beat OKC. Like OKC's gonna repeat, OKC's gonna repeat, da da da. And then they beat OKC, and that was like, for them, for a young team, I feel like that was a mountaintop for them. And then that's why I looked at JB, I was like, you see that reaction, because like they think they're gonna win it, like they think it's over, it's sweet. And then you look at our reaction after we beat Cleveland, and it was like, it was tough to celebrate, because we're like, we got 4 more. Like, obviously winning the Eastern Conference, you know, is an amazing accomplishment, but we all looked at that like, this is just a step. This isn't the destination. This is just a step. And the reaction of after Game 4 in Cleveland like shows that. So like, I was just wondering that question, because that was my take on that.
That was one thing that I think was very clear, is even throughout the series as it started to materialize, every time you guys were asked about the Spurs, you gave them immense credit, and you also said 0-0, right? And they had every reason in the books why they were the better team and why they gave it to you guys. And I'm curious, is that something you picked up on during the series, and do you feel like, is that similar to the approach that you were talking about?
Yeah, man, they ain't give us no credit, dog.
God, for real.
But we also talked about that, and it was like, obviously, you know, we don't know what their locker room was and all that, and I'm sure, you know, they felt like they didn't play their best, you know, at times, you know, 100%, like the same as us. But I feel like for us, we always give that respect. You know what I mean? We always respect the game of the opponent, because sometimes us not playing our best, sometimes it's because they came out with a level of intensity, and they imposed their will on the game, and they didn't allow us to play our best. And I feel like we did that, and they never gave it the credit, and it was like, okay, that's just added fuel to the fire, you know, at that point.
We're gonna have to, this, who let the dogs out? I feel like we're gonna have to tell Mike he's gonna have to get something new, man. I'm tired of hearing who let the dogs out. But I will give you credit for coming up here. No, hear me out. I will give him credit for coming up here and admitting fault, because I'm not naming names. I'm still waiting for somebody to say they was wrong about someone who led our team to a final championship at 53 years. I'm still waiting for something. So, you know, I know they have media availability, so we'll be waiting for that apology.
He's not going to say it, so I'm glad you did.
If you wrong, you wrong. If you scared to be wrong, you don't belong in this business.
Mm-hmm.